one, go!
Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, we're here for the last matchup of round 3 where the Olivine Aura are hosting the Gold Mode Balance here in Olivine City. Now, the Gold Mode Balance are going to start out with Tauros and Licky Licky. The second placed Olivine Aura are going to start out with Duraludon and Klinklang. And as I say, every matchup with the Olivine Aura, all their Pokemon will be in their shiny forms. Tauros though, immediately starting out huge with an Incinerate. It's going to be super effective on Klinklang. Good damage though to Duraludon as well, having both their leopard berries burned up. Klinklang is going to respond with a Crush Grip onto Licky Licky there. Duraludon going with the flip turn onto Licky Licky. Duraludon instantly going back to the bench, wanting none of this matchup in the early stages as Aegislash comes out in its shield form. Licky Licky though goes with the brutal swing, hits everybody on the field, and it's super effective on Aegislash. So a very unlucky draw there as Magma Storm is performed by Tauros onto Aegislash. They are doing great damage to Aegislash in its shield form here, who becomes trapped in the swirling magma. Klinklang going with the horn attack onto Licky Licky, and Aegislash now changing its stance into its blade form. Going for an offensive move, goes with a fire-type move of its own, going with the Heat Wave onto Licky Licky and Tauros. Licky Licky responding with a Freeze Dry though onto Klinklang. Not very effective as Aegislash continues to take the effects of that Magma Storm from Tauros. Tauros though now going for the knockoff onto Aegislash, and Aegislash is eliminated already from this matchup. A very good performance there by Tauros in the early stages, knocking off that Leopard Berry. Klinklang now performing the Petal Dance onto Licky Licky. Licky Licky is eliminated, so a good response there by the Olivine Aura as Duraludon comes back out onto the field. Again, that shiny sparkle every time, and Porygon Z coming out to join Tauros has that download ability, so it is going to get a boost to its special attack. Tauros goes with a Sucker Punch and is actually going to connect on Klinklang, who continues to perform that Petal Dance, going for Porygon Z, welcoming it to the field. But now Klinklang is going to be left confused due to the fatigue. Porygon Z performs the Freeze Dry onto Duraludon here, super effective, and it gets the elimination. A fantastic move there. Duraludon taken out, and Steelix now coming out onto the field in response in that golden form. Tauros performs the block, so it's not going to continue that offensive prowess that it had been showing. Klinklang, in its confusion, is able to shake it off and go for the Terrain Pulse. Going for Tauros there, who is still hanging on. And speaking of terrains, an electric terrain is set up by Porygon Z here. See if anyone can go and capitalize on that terrain around the battlefield. And Steelix, adding to the effects around everyone, goes for the Sunny Day, so that sunlight is going to turn harsh. No one will have to charge up a Solar Beam or a Solar Blade as Tauros goes with the Slash onto Klinklang. Almost gets the elimination with that not very effective move. But Klinklang does shake off that confusion, but it doesn't matter because it is going to take itself out of the matchup with the Healing Wish. I have to wonder if that is a good play or if it should have tried to eliminate Tauros. Porygon Z going with the Acrobatics onto Steelix, not very effective whatsoever. Steelix responds with an electric type move, capitalizing on the field onto Porygon Z as Copperajah now comes out onto the field. The Golden Red Balance are doing really well to get the early lead in this matchup as Tauros performs the Phantom Force and vanishes instantly from the field. An Inferno now, which is avoided by Copperajah, and Tauros avoids the Yawn and the X-Scissor from the Olivine Aura, and Tauros is able now to perform the Phantom Force onto Copperajah. Porygon Z is going to follow that up with a Nightshade onto Steelix. That's going to do a lot more damage this time as Steelix goes for the Fire Fang onto Tauros, and Tauros is taken out of this matchup with that move. Tauros having a very good showing in the early stages. Dream Meter isn't going to affect Porygon Z, and Stoutland comes out and with that Intimidate ability is going to lower the attack stats of Steelix and Copperajah. Porygon Z though goes with a Seismic Toss onto Steelix, and that is a massive Seismic Toss. Steelix getting damage there, and a Doom Desire being performed by Stoutland, choosing Doom as its destiny. Copperajah goes with the Clanging Scales, hits both Porygon Z and Stoutland. Porygon Z is able to hang on, however, as Copperajah has its defenses lowered. And speaking of defenses, Steelix goes with the Defend Order, boosting that already huge, I mean ridiculously huge 200 defense stat as the electricity disappears from the field, as well as the Sunny Day clearing up, and a tail slap is avoided by Copperajah from Porygon Z. Stoutland going with the Roost very early on in this matchup, restoring itself back to full strength. And with that, Copperajah follows up with the Thunder Punch onto Porygon Z, and now Porygon Z is eliminated, and we're actually back to being level on this playing field, as it is now a 3 versus 3 matchup. And Steelix goes with the Shore Up, restoring its health. A very good play there, getting itself back to near full strength. And Obstagoon now coming out for the Goldenrod balance. Immediately goes with the Stuffed Cheeks to boost its defense there, eating that Leopard Berry. And Stoutland follows it up with the Mean Look onto Copperajah. Copperajah no longer able to escape, but Steelix goes with the Petal Blizzard. Hits everybody on the field, doesn't do a great deal of damage to anyone though. And Copperajah performs the recover, so the damage it just received from its teammates going to restore, and then some, getting itself back to full health. But now that that's happened, Copperajah takes the Doom Desire attack. Not very effective, chipping away at it there. So Obstagoon goes to the workup, boosting its stats again. It needs to go for something offensive, but in the meantime it does boost its attack and special attack stat. Stoutland though goes with the Overheat. This is a good play going for Copperajah, super effective there. It does, however, lower the special attack of Stoutland, as Steelix goes with the Tearful Look onto Stoutland here. So that is going to lower Stoutland's stats again. This time it's attack stat and its special attack stat. And Copperajah performs a Lunar Dance. So Copperajah takes itself out of this matchup. It has had enough. So we're going to have that lead going back to the Goldenrod balance, as Aggron comes out now for the Olivine Ore with those piercing red eyes. And Obstagoon goes with the Vine Whip to welcome it to the field. Doesn't do much damage, however, and Stoutland immediately follows it up with a Heal Pulse, which is going to take Aggron straight back to full strength. Aggron has a chance to say thank you and goes for a Horn Leech onto Stoutland. So showing its gratefulness with those horns, Steelix performs the bind there on Obstagoon. So Obstagoon will be taking damage in between turns from that bind, as Olivine will only have 2 Pokemon left, and the Poison Powder will not affect Aggron. The Spit Up from Stoutland does fail, and Aggron takes advantage and goes with the Accelerock onto Stoutland. And Steelix follows it up with the Rising Voltage, going for Obstagoon there. Doesn't do a great deal of damage considering the strength of that move. And that bind continues to hurt Obstagoon. And Obstagoon also having had enough goes with the Misty Explosion. That massive explosion takes itself out of the matchup and almost takes out its own teammate Stoutland. Stoutland being on the worst end of that, not very effective on Aggron or Steelix, as Steelix is hit with a present from Stoutland, critical hit in fact. And Aggron goes with the Energy Ball. This is going to finish off the giant pupper there. So Stoutland is eliminated. There is only 1 Pokemon remaining for the Goldenrod balance. That Scratch from Steelix fails, as Snorlax comes out the last Pokemon and is instantly hit with the Soak, so it's had the water typing added to it. And Steelix goes with the Flower Shield, but that fails. Snorlax, first move of the matchup, it goes with the Psychic onto Steelix. A decent hit there considering it's not very effective. Gets the critical hit, that would explain it. And Aggron now goes with the Boom Burst, hits everyone on the field, even it's almost eliminated its own teammate. Submission does fail from Snorlax, as Steelix is able to go for the Rock Throw. Minimal damage there, and Aggron follows it up with an Iron Head. Will get the Stab boost onto Snorlax, considering it wasn't very effective. The Sludge Wave doesn't affect Steelix or Aggron from Snorlax, and Steelix now goes for the Acid Spray, Poison type move of its own. And Aggron follows that up with the Dual Wing Beat. Very good hit on the first one, very good hit on the second one. Snorlax is hanging on here, and Steelix goes for the Aqua Jet. They are massively chipping away at this heavy Pokemon. Snorlax goes with the Defend Order, looking to boost its already it's only 65 defense stat. It is more of a physical attacker, and a Smoke Screen from Aggron is going to lower the accuracy here of Snorlax. Power Whip from Steelix does fail. Steelix proceeds to eat its Leopard Berry to restore some of the PP to its moves, and Snorlax takes the opportunity to go for the Dark Pulse onto Aggron. A very good hit there considering, but Aggron responds with the Smackdown on this massive Pokemon and gets the critical hit, and even more importantly, the elimination. Snorlax is eliminated, and the Olivine Ore have put themselves clear on top of the leaderboard all by themselves. And even more interesting than that is next round, they'll be facing the team in second place, the Bellonly Angels. It will be first versus second place. I really look forward to that. That's going to be great to see these two sides go head to head. Whereas the Goldenrod Balance will face the Lumiose Lightning next round. Our next matchup, however, will be the Opelousas Draconids facing the Humelau Cascade. The Humelau Cascade desperately need a victory, and the Opelousas Draconids want to get back after losing in round 3. Until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I will see you when you see me.